So a while back, we talked about how if you were an even number, we read that book, If You Were an Even Number. We talked about how even numbers had in the ones place the digit 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And every one of those numbers would mean that you would have a partner. So if you were in a group of 2, you have a partner. If you were in a group of 4, everyone has a partner. A group of 6, you would all have partners. So odd numbers are the numbers in between, right? And that's why they call it an odd man out. So if you had 3 people, 2 people would be able to have a partner, but 1 person would be the odd man out. And that's why they call it an odd number, is because not everyone would have a partner if it was an odd number of people. But odd numbers are good for some things. Let's see. If you were an odd number, you could be the starting lineup. The 5 basketball players scrambled down the court. The 9 baseball players ran onto the field. The 11 football players huddled by the end zone. So what I got from that page is there's a lot of sports that rely on an odd number of players. Now tennis, you got to have an even number, right? 2 people to hit the ball back and forth. But those other sports, you need an odd number. Let's see. If you were an odd number, you would not be divisible by 2. There would always be a remainder of 1 left over. The tree had 3 bananas. 2 monkeys each ate 1 banana. 1 banana was left over. 3 is an odd number. 2 mice had 7 pieces of cheese. Each mouse ate 3 pieces of cheese. 1 piece of cheese was left over. 7 is an odd number. If you were an odd number, your last digit would be 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Patrick suggested there were 253 beans in the jar. Paula guessed there were 459 beans in the jar. Patricia guessed there were 287 jelly beans in the jar. Patsy guessed the right answer. There were 645 beans in the jar. So even though there's some numbers here that are even, it's what's in the ones place that determines if it's an odd number. 3 is odd, 9 is odd, 7 is odd, and 5 is odd. If you were an odd number, you could count in groups of 5. You could use tally marks to add things up quickly. Mrs. Smith dressed in colorful clothes. She asked the students which of the 3 colors on her dress they liked best. Blue, yellow, or red. Blue got 3 votes. Yellow got 7 votes, and red got 13 votes. Those are all odd numbers. If you were an odd number, you would be between 2 even numbers. You would be every other counting number on a number line starting with 1. Odd 2, odd 4, odd 6, odd 8, odd 10. It's almost like odd and even numbers are neighbors, right? If you were an odd number, you could ask yourself to an even number. You could add yourself to an even number and get an odd answer. Jesse gathered 5, which is an odd number, red apples, and 6, which is an even number, green apples. He had 11 apples in all. 11 is an odd number. So when you do an odd plus an even, you get an odd. But if you were an odd number and you added yourself to another odd number, you would get an even number. Maggie gathered 7 green apples and 3 red apples. Those are both odd numbers. She had 10 apples in all. Now that's an even number. Isn't that funny? 2 odd numbers plus 2 odd numbers gets you an even number, an even total. If you were an odd number, you could be the 7 days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were rainy. It rained 3 days. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were snowy. It snowed 3 days. Sunday was sunny. It was the one perfect day to throw snowballs. If you were an odd number, you could be a traffic sign. All of the fish slowed down at the 3-sided yield sign that was posted near the 5-sided school zone sign. If you were an odd number, you could light up the sky. 7 lazy lobsters worked on their tans under one shining sky. 5 cool crabs relaxed under one glowing moon. Is that the ending? Oh. You would not mind being different if you were an odd number. Let's see. How old are you? Are you an odd number? If you're 6, you're even. If you're 7, you're odd. What date is your birthday? If the digit in the ones place is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, your birthday's on an even day. If it's 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, your birthday is on an odd day. How many people are in your family? Do you have an even number of people or an odd number of people? We have 4 people in our family, so that number is, you guessed it, even.